Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm reviewing a Bachmann locomotive with DCC Sound. It's a re-release of their GS4 locomotive with sound, and I've got two schemes here. We've got the Daylight scheme and the American Freedom Train scheme. MSRP $399, but you can find heavy discounts at online retailers and brick and mortar hobby shops that bring this down significantly. So let's take a look at what you get in these Bachmann GS4s starting right now. Alright, I'm going to unbox one scheme and show you both schemes, so we'll just get this out here. These locomotives come already hooked up, so, or on just one sleeve I should say, not hooked up, but one sleeve for both items. And you've also got a plastic sleeve that's in here, and under that sleeve some paperwork including locomotive operation, exploded parts diagram, quick start guide for the sound value which we'll use to test the functions, and the Bachmann warranty card. Let's take a look at this locomotive a little closer. Alright, we're going to take a look at the locomotive first. I will zoom or turn around here and so you can see you've got two lights here. I believe just the bottom's operational. We'll check. Number board non-operational. You've got hinges around the smoke box door, horn, smokestack. I say horn because this is an actual horn. They've got an air horn and then they have a whistle as well that's back here. You've got non-operational classification lights, door hinges here. Metal handrails along the side. You got walkways with a safety tread on them. Metal details there as well. On the front, looks like just one of the coupler cut levers just needs to be adjusted slightly here out of the box. But these are coupler cut levers that do pivot up and down. You've got a builder's plate along the side. You've got the side rods, the eccentric crank, the pilot wheels, drive wheels, and trailing truck, pilot truck and trailing truck, and the drive wheels. This is a 484 locomotive, which means there's 4 on the lead truck, 4 drivers, 4 sets of drivers, and 4 on the rear here. So a total of 4, 8, and 4. Got dynamo configuration here, number board configuration here as well. Whistle detail up top. You've got the Freedom Train colors, red, white, and blue. You've got a fixed cab vent, thick plastic ladders and handrails going up to the cab. Back of the cab is closed, no deck plate is attached, no access to the cab that way on this model. And on the other side, more of the same. Some rivet detail there in the firebox. And the trailing trucks with some plumbing as well. That's about it. Non-operational in terms of smoke. Take a quick look at the tender here. More metal details and grab irons. Deck plate there. You've got the female connection for the pins. Again, a red, white, and blue with American Freedom Train on the side here. Print looks clear. The lines look defined. 3 stars there. Part of the Freedom Train logo. You've got a wood deck plating on top, rivet detail, water hatches, metal handrails again on the side that are non-finished, just metal and color. In the back, you've got, looks like just a little bit of plastic flashing, little tiny thread that came off there, a metal handrail there below the tail light. These are Bachmann Easy Make couplers, by the way. And that's it for the tender detail. You've also got the speaker, I should say, for the DCC Sound. Alright, since I've pointed out all the details now, I'm just going to show you this one here. Different configurations 44, 49 is not on the number boards on the side there. There's a gloss finish, but a matte cab roof there. And then the daylight scheme, 44, 49 under the cab, daylight logo there. Again, white wall wheels. Drawbar, same closed cab concept. And cab windows don't adjust or anything like that. So more of the same, not going to spend too much time. One thing I did want to point out is some modelers have already pointed out that the dual headlight beams from a side profile, it's shorter on the top and taller on the bottom, or longer on the bottom. That is actually flipped on the actual prototype from what the actual prototype shows. Here's the tender, Southern Pacific lines written along the side. That's the most current 44-49 scheme for excursion, and more of the same in terms of detail. And again, that gloss finish and white wall wheels even on the tender there, just like on the Freedom Train tender and McHenry coupler, or I'm sorry, Easy Mate coupler, and Southern Pacific lines rivet detail going along the sides, just like the Freedom Train tender. Just a different scheme. So that's it for the actual showing of the models. Let's get into operation. Okay, the locomotive is about to get power applied. Okay, we're going to go through the sounds listed in the quick start guide here. So we're just going to go through the functions listed, which is, there's 8 functions. Start with 0, testing out the headlight. It is a dual beam headlight. So you've got actually a light, dual beam on the top and a headlight on the bottom that's a nice golden white LED. So both top and bottom lights do light up. Bell. Very good bell. Whistle higher pitched than the prototype. F3 short whistle. F4 is steam release. F5 is NA. F8 mutes it, which I just did. F6 is smoke, but it's not smoke equipped. So that's NA. And sometimes it's lit number boards, but also NA on this case. F7 is the dimmer, which dims both the headlights. And F8, like I said, is mute. Those are the only functions actually listed. I'm going to set this to 128 on my MRC Prodigy Advanced Square Delete and move it at 1 speed step. We'll see it out of the box in operation here. Usually Bachmann locomotives take several speed steps to move out of the box. CVs, without adjusting CVs. Once you adjust them, they move immediately, but this is immediately out of the box. There you hear the first chuff. I go to 2, there's a lot of rigidity in that, little jerkiness in the drive at slow speeds. Sorry, I'm losing control of my camera here for a second. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4 chuffs per revolution, which is good. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. A lot of slow speed rigidity in the drive. We'll go 1 in reverse. 2. 3. 4. 5. Try to get more speed. We have more room for camera view this way. 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, starting to really smooth out now. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Alright, so there you have it. There's a little click with each rotation. I'll check that on the other one as well. Might just be a slight fluke. Alright, testing slow speeds here. For a second time. I'm going to mute it so you can hear the drive. Drive is pretty quiet. Freedom Train might just had a fluke with that clicking noise. Doesn't appear to be common. A little bit of motor noise, but nothing too out of place. Right, quick pull test here. Got 2.2. Hear a little more chuffing that way. 2.4. Coupler height check. Looks dead on. NMRA standards on the back. And the front, and if the Freedom Train is different, I will let you know. Alright, we're going to have to do a weight on both the tender and the locomotive. So, we're going to do a weight on both the tender and locomotive. Disconnected the drawbar, put them all on the scale here. And you got a pound, 6.8 ounces. That's 22.8 total ounces, 645 grams, or 0.645 kilograms, or almost a pound and a half. Not too bad. Definitely feels lighter than most steam locomotives, but the pulling power of over 2 ounces will pull about 30 freight cars, maybe 35 freight cars, so passenger consist should be no problem. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the review of the Bachmann's re-released GS4s with soundtracks values, or sound value I should say, and DCC. Real nice locomotives, especially when you consider the price you can get them for. It's a nice budget-friendly locomotive for you to get a locomotive representing your favorite GS4 without some of the very high costs that are out there on the high-end locomotives. So again, the only issue I really ran across that seemed to be a concern was clicking on the American Freedom Train, but not on the actual daylight, so I don't think it was a widespread issue. Other than that, nothing I could see really of concern. I'm going to leave you with a run-by of both the Freedom Train and the GS4 on my grade crossing here that's broke. The power's not hooked up, so the gates are up for you guys that are kind of nuts about little specifics like that. But I did use the grade crossing sequence so you can hear the whistle and the bell. And we'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.